Warning! The following episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind contains explicit language and adult content. The thoughts and opinions stated on this show are reflective of AZ Orsini, the Steve Dave, and their guest exclusively. Seriously, guys, my dada and uncle say some pretty crazy stuff. If it offends you, go be butthurt somewhere else.
Welcome to Orsini's Uncensored Mind, and now your host, AJ Orsini with Dave.
Hello out there, everyone, and now my name is AJ Orsini, and you're once again back with another episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind, and this is episode Tree Fiddy. And now let's clear some things up. 2 weeks ago, we said that Deceived Dave was going to be on a voyage dealing with the TSA and all those folks down there. And so last week, Mrs. O stepped in, but we're happy to announce that your boy is back. he's back.
I did not crash. I did
Two
not
times.
crash.
2 times didn't crash.
Twice.
And coming
Don't
back.
remind me. Fuck. I hate planes. I fucking hate planes.
But you're back. You missed our K-pop / baseball conversation from last week. It's a straggler.
It's like flat. It got that like flat, that angled flat top thing going on here.
Do you have a headphone hair? Is that what that is?
I mean, that's weird. I literally just put them on for the first time today. So sure, fuck it. Fucking use that excuse.
I'll buy into it. So your boy's got he's got the schmedium on. He's got the weights out. Your boy's getting it in. It's WrestleMania season. Got the lift, got the pump with intention. Boom, boom, boom. Get those pecs popping and those abs abbing. Bam, bam. And don't forget the glutes, baby. You gotta dig down deep for the glutes. Now look. It's WrestleMania season. We almost didn't get this show out. We're completely behind because I'm completely behind. I even still have more stuff to do. Even as soon as this thing is over, I'm on to another thing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have some fun. But let's be real. Tuesday is the fun, folks. Tuesday. You gotta come Tuesday. Tuesday at 7 p.m. It's going down. We almost got into a full-blown conversation about that goddamn show 2 seconds before we hit the record button now. So it's taking everything in our power not to dive down this road. But what we're going to do is we're going to have some fun here today. And then on Tuesday, it's going to be a short week for OUM here. On Tuesday, we're going to get into the nitty-gritty. We're going to get into the details of WrestleMania 42. But that's next Tuesday. Let's talk about what we're doing today.
Hey, what's going to be on the show today?
On the show today, we're talking about the return of Chris Jericho to AEW. And for the record, it wasn't in a fucking box. Okay? It didn't happen with a box. It did not happen with a fox. It did not happen with a mice. It did not happen coming out of a pair of dice. It did not happen here nor there. It happened right where it was supposed to happen at AEW. We'll talk more about that in just a second. We're also talking about the cancellation. There's a lot of hullabaloo heading around the internet. Of course, here at Orsini's Uncensored Mind, we're going to give you guys the absolute truth and the facts about the situation. Now, this is going to be one of those conversations where the truth is going to hurt. Unfortunately, I'm so sorry, but it just is what it is. And of course, for our main event of the evening, we're keeping it light tonight. We're going to set the stage, literally, for WrestleMania 42. We're going to run down really quickly what the Hall of Fame class is going to look like and the discrepancy that I have. But we're also going to talk about the announcement that was made yesterday. Which matches are going to be on what night? Now, this is going to be some tightrope balancing shit. We're going to talk about what's happening on what night. We're going to try to do that without going too in depth about what the actual matches will look like, because we're going to save that for Tuesday. But the hype machine is here. The hype machine is here. We're going to try to get this really going. I know a lot of you really need the extra incentive to get a little excited about this WrestleMania. Trust me, I'm right there with you, but we're going to try to make this happen. But let's start across the street first.
If it's time to start the show, let's begin with segment 1.
Hey, Dave.
Nope, the answer is no. Right away, right off the jump. I read this rundown and I'm like, oh, he on this type of time today. Ain't nothing but negative shit coming out of my mouth. No, whatever the fuck your question is. No.
First of all, it wasn't going to be a question. Shows how much you know. Secondly, it's going to be a declarative statement, and it's going to be 2 words. Just like the infamous Michael Jordan, just like all the greats in the past, you open up the Chicago Tribune, and there it is. The big headline is back. The boy is back, and he's back in AEW. Now, you say that you have some not so nice things to say, and I'm all for it, and I'm ready to hear it. But allow me to just say at the very, very top, if he was going to return somewhere, I'm not opposed to it happening here, but go ahead. I would love to hear.
My thing is, if this is how he was gonna do it, yeah, you're probably right. Like, that shit was ass, and I'm watching it because unfortunately I'm not watching the show live, right? So it's like, I know what I'm about to see. I see the title. I got the clip sent to me. I know what's gonna happen, so I'm looking at it, and I'm like, dude, if I was being surprised by this, I would not look like the people that are sitting in the stands right now. I don't know. It just wasn't, to me, it wasn't. I remember we were talking about it. And damn, when were we talking? It was a little while back. I think we were doing that big show together, didn't we? Or maybe
we were talking about Jericho.
Yeah, remember when we did that collaboration with people? I think we were talking about Jericho returning then. I'm almost
was it the Rumble? Because the conversation might have been that he was in the Rumble, or before that.
I think that came up, but I think at one point before that we did a collaboration with other channels.
Oh, right.
That was there. There was a big Jericho person there, and it came up. It was a topic about him coming back.
Yeah, the Untitled Super Show, whatever it was. Yeah,
right. Tristan
Law. He was the one who was the big Jericho guy. He had like a whole Jericho segment. Yes,
I remember specifically thinking like, man, if he comes back, I'm so excited to see what he does, because I mean, he's the king of returns, right?
Yeah.
Dude, what the fuck? Did I miss it? Like, there's something a part of the clip that I didn't like see, because it literally just like interrupted him, and then some pyro, and then he just kind of walked out, and the place fucking
kind of walked out. That's it.
Which is fine, whatever. But again, my point is, if this is what you were gonna do, yeah, keep that shit over there, dude. You're good. You're good. We don't need it. We don't need that over there right now.
I specifically built up when we talked about the Danhausen situation from the chamber. I said, for someone who has literally redefined what it looks like, what it feels like to have a big fucking return, this guy is tops. This guy always manages to return in the most high profile way possible. I mean, just a lightning bolt every time. Ooh, he's back. This time he just walked the fuck out there, and that's it. I guess that's
fine. It's fine. It's just if you're not, I don't know. That's fine. It's perfectly fine. They loved it. You saw the crowd. They were fucking like.
He was smart also to go back to the Judas theme, as opposed to the heel one, the one he was using for the learning tree. He had changed it because he didn't want them to sing to him anymore. He was doing the heel deal. But we hear the Judas theme come back, so now he's full-blown babyface all over again. But the question that I do have for the masses, not necessarily for you, Dave, or for anybody with common sense in their head, this question's not for you. All right. The question is for those diehards and those hopefuls. what exactly do you foresee happening moving forward? Like, for instance, I just showed you the clip.
Mhm.
He's in the ring with Ricochet. He's going to be wrestling Ricochet at Dynasty. How is that supposed to look exactly? What is the plan?
I want to be fair
For
because
her
obviously I haven't seen Ricochet there, and with the clip I just watched with you, he's speaking with such gusto,
Yeah.
like he's that guy.
Mhm.
So maybe I'm missing something. Maybe
No.
this is a high caliber match. I don't know. I have not watched it, but from the way they were talking, Ricochet might be that guy over there. Clearly,
Well,
ring. That's what he said.
see,
He said, "This is my ring."
He did say it was his ring, and
He
you
said it
are
was his-
you are mistaken because you just said a second ago I haven't seen him. Basically, I haven't seen him since he went to AEW. I could assure you, if you've seen Ricochet before, you've seen Ricochet in AEW. There isn't much of it. If there's any difference, is there's no shackles. So all of the choreography and the Cirque du Soleil shit is all happening full frontal. It's like there's no stopping this guy now. There's no pace yourself. There's no hey, let's build to the nope. He went all reverted. He took all that shit off of him and no, I don't like doing any of this. Let's go back to the 450, 630 to the floor, moonsault, all this other bullshit that he does.
bread and butter, man. Bread and butter.
The only thing that has changed about him since he's been in AEW, and this is my own humble opinion, as somebody that has worked several times with Ricochet in the past, the only thing that has changed is that he's becoming a lot more aggressive and a lot more vocal on the microphone. He's cutting more promos. Now, I said he's cutting more promos. I didn't necessarily say that he was getting better at those promos, but he's cutting more promos. He's trying to be more of a character as opposed to just being the flippy guy. He's still doing the flippies. He's just trying to incorporate more to it than that. And the only thing, honestly, that he's really, really done is just prove to everybody why they never gave him the microphone in WWE. No. There's absolutely his most over thing right now is the fact that he's bald. And that's
so that wasn't a one-time shot that was taken there. That's like a gimmick they're running.
That's a whole thing that he's doing now.
I don't think I've ever seen him with hair.
He had hair years ago. The video that I have with him on my YouTube channel, he's got hair on it, on his head. But that's how long ago I worked with him. He had hair on his head.
We're talking like over 10 years ago, right?
Right. Yeah. Oh, easy. 13 maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And this is the most over thing about him. He didn't create. Tony didn't create. No one in the company created this gimmick. The fans just saying odd and random shit because that's what AEW fans do now. WWE fans have a different issue, and we're going to get to that on Tuesday because I'm over the what chant. I'm over the you deserve it chant.
Yeah, they're not perfect. For all the shit we talk about AEW,
WWE fans, the WWE universe is an 8-track record that is stuck in the it's jammed in there and we can't get it out. It's still doing the 2002, 2003 shit and we can't fucking jimmy it out. Whereas AEW does not stay to the grain, does not repeat itself. It's a Judas Priest record with the screaming and the needle there that just stays there the whole like the whole time, just stays in that same rotation. AEW fans are their own gimmick. They come to the shows with the intention of I'm gonna get my shit over. Watch this. I'm gonna shoehorn this shit. And the bald thing is what happened. So somebody, I think it was Okada, somebody along the way, they did this spot where they like slapped them in the back of the head. And you and I both know we are very, very versed.
Ultimate disrespect.
Ultimate disrespect, true to form, but nothing gets a better sound than that clean, fresh cut, baldy head and just Oh, there's no when you cuff it just right, sound perfection, picture perfect. There's something to cup in the back of a motherfucker's head, just fresh baldy and just ooh. Even the person getting hit, just oh man, that's some ASMR right there for
The
you.
crazy shit is too, you don't even gotta hit hard enough for it to hurt. Your whole fucking your ego gets scarred from that.
You can tap a fresh baldy and get the sound, but to just haul off and just that's the ultimate disrespect. But he's a heel. So when Okada did it, and then ever since then, it got a response. So after that, everybody was building up to a head slap, and at one point, this is where it finally culminated. He was a part of like a 4-way, and he blocked the first person's attempt at the ball head slap. Then he blocked the second person. Then he blocked the third, and then there's something into the post, and he went. And he looked, when he looked up, all three of them slapped him in the back of the motherfucking head at the same time. And I went, up. That's it. We've jumped the shark. No more head slaps. That's where it ends, right there. And they really haven't done it since, but they haven't dropped it either. The fans are like, oh, baldy, or he's so bald. He's so Raven or whatever. They were singing the song to he's so bald. They're creative. They come up with all kinds of different ways to insult somebody for being fucking bald. And if you pan the crowd, my favorite part of the bald chant is that bald people are chanting that he's bald.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He's like, look at this fucking asshole.
They serve their nickel. It's your turn now.
Yeah. It's like, I've already paid my bald-headed dues.
That's right.
So Jericho's back in AEW. Looks like he's got Ricochet coming up in Dynasty. I don't know what their plans are for him in AEW, but this is probably going to be a layup question, but let's go ahead and go down this path. Does it hurt WWE that he didn't go back? With all of the anticipation, with everybody sitting here, actually, I personally believe that pop he got at AEW was because of all of the WWE talk. Because I don't know if you remember, but before he left, AEW fans were chanting, "Please retire, go away" to Chris Jericho. There was a chant at one point that were like, "Go away, Heat, like to Chris Jericho. And then he disappears and he comes back to a building shaking pop. I'm going to give credit to that pop, to some of the off the show conversations about the possibility of, is he leaving AEW? Is he going?
He chose us.
Yes, that aspect of it.
Absolutely.
But that's the AEW side. Does it hurt the WWE side for the WWE fans that they go, oh man, we've really been wanting this guy to come back. We're rooting for him. We're putting it out there, and he goes back to AEW. Fuck this guy. You think there's some aspect, there's some warranty to that?
I don't know. I don't know if it's more fuck this guy. Honestly, I mean, I could be completely out of pocket, but I feel like it would be more like the other way around. Like, I don't think anybody in WWE see him not coming back is really saying fuck this guy. I feel like that AEW fans, and honestly, rightfully so, kind of rightfully so, because say fuck him for going to the WWE, and he kind of made mention to it in his little speech about how, when they founded the company and being there from the beginning and having a reason why they created. That was kind of why I low-key looked at Cody Rhodes a little funny, honestly, for the same exact reason when he did go over there. I'm on the WWE side, so I can acknowledge that, but still not give a fuck, right? but if I'm an AEW fan, if I'm a hardcore AEW fan with all the emotions that was built during, because we remember how these guys were supposed to be finally someone who can compete, right? Like, we remember the vibe around that time when it was starting. I can understand, like, if you're that AEW guy, how you would feel away. So if I can see that for Cody, I can definitely see me having Jericho fatigue and then him choosing us and then making that statement about that same thing I'm talking about, that energy of, like, we can beat these guys, like, we can have something different, we can have real wrestling back. Yeah, I see the crowd exploding. And most of those people, in my opinion, are like diehard AEW guys. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense that they would explode and he would get that kind of welcome. But like you said, more on the idea of like, we won. Jericho chose us. You know what I mean? Like he's here now.
Yeah.
He's our guy. He's never going back. So for
Yeah.
whatever that's worth. But yes.
So we'll have to put off the WWE Hall of Fame for just a little bit longer for Y2J Chris Jericho. We'll have to make sure that he doesn't cross wires. We're going to talk a little bit about cross promotional issues in the next segment, but to bring it back to Jericho here, yes, he's back in AEW, and yes, he's got Ricochet coming up. I think one of the biggest reasons he decided to go back to AEW is because I think WWE sees him one way, Jericho sees himself another way, and AEW is just, they'll see him however he sees himself. They just, whatever he wants to do. So I think it's just because the conversation that I heard going into a possible Jericho return was that it was going to be limited dates, it was going to be the Hall of Fame, it's going to be a 1-year run, kind of a farewell deal, a tour, if you will, to say goodbye. I don't think Jericho sees himself as an individual that's in that position.
He's not ready to go yet.
He's not ready to go yet. But you know who gets to make that determination? It's not Chris Jericho, or at least not his brain. It's his body. If he, in his current state, if WWE would have picked him up and then along the way, you can kind of see the breakdown happening, that's one thing. He does another year or two at AEW and his body breaks down even worse. That farewell thing is out the goddamn window. Now, I don't think he gives too much of a shit about the whole farewell aspect of things. I think he wants to get paid, cash, money. He went with the highest bidder.
I actually kind of disagree with you a little bit there because if WWE wants to do it, they could run a year program of Jericho and make it work to the point where low impact, he can do his thing and have a farewell tour if they wanted to do that. Now, if you're asking me to put my chip somewhere, I don't think either one of them. I think they're both indifferent about it. I really think it's more the fans thinking about this than what Jericho wants to do or WWE. Now, would they sit at the same table and talk? I think absolutely. If let's say he did this for 2 more years and he goes, you know what, I really do want. Can I get a farewell tour as well? Like that was a home of mine. They do business. 100% they do business, and it would sell. Absolutely, it would sell, and that entrance would not look like that.
Hall of Fame for sure. I don't know if he gets the farewell tour later in life. I don't think he'd have the.
I don't know if we get a Cena one, but I think they would definitely be open to do a small program with him.
Oh, yeah, it would. So I mean, they'd have to do like once a month matches and just on the road cutting.
There are people active right now who wrestle once a month.
Full time.
That's what I'm saying. That's what the program is. This is a novella. We are talking about a soap opera here. This isn't just wrestling. So there's plenty of time to walk in and out of the screen and do funny stuff or do his Jericho thing and come out to a huge entrance. And it's there if they want. But my main point is I don't think either side cares. I think both sides are uninterested. If one or the other were to bring it up, I think either one would be open to the conversation. I truly believe that. But I also think this is to me, how I feel about it, that it feels like the true definition of not caring about something. It's not that shit where people are like, well, I don't care. Clearly you do, right? Like, no, I really think they don't care. They're not talking about it. Maybe they have in the behind the scenes. Who knows? But I don't think either one is pressed. That's the energy I get. That's the Jericho energy I get. WWE has plenty of talent right now. They're not really worried about it. I think if it happens, it happens. It happens.
With that being said, do you think AEW, because we've seen them kind of do it in the past, but do you think he ends his career with AEW? his physical in-ring career with AEW?
After
Because
his,
you would assume this is the last contract, right? I'm
after
assuming.
his speech, I think he would.
I mean, based on what they did with Sting, it's not terrible, but
It's not. Again, I don't think he's looking to do anything with the WWE, and I don't think it's the other way around either. One of them would have to initiate it.
It ain't gonna be WWE.
I could be, and it's funny because, and I could be completely talking out of my ass here. I don't think it's going to be Jericho either.
Then there you go, Tony. You've got
Tony.
You've got based on what you said, it's very, very
Call
true.
me out if I'm wrong, please.
Now, we on this show alone, we went back and we looked at the ages of not just who's on top now, but who's coming down the pipe, and they're set for a number of years here with not just top talent, but possible mid-card talent, low-card talent, the women's division, the whole shebang, tag teams. We've analyzed that company up, down, through and through. There is no need for a Chris Jericho. Just like with a Chris Jericho, who's got, as we call it in the industry, fuck you money, he doesn't necessarily need to go to WWE either. He's actually doing more outside of wrestling projects now while he's with AEW, between the movies, between the music, without having to sign any kind of contractual bullshit with AEW that gives them a piece or a percentage or whatever the case may be. So this is one of those weird situations where it really is in his best interest, maybe not to go to WWE, which is probably what it was that made him decide at the end, the final hour, to just stay where he was, because he knew he'd be happier there. He's got what was it that he just announced on his Twitter? He's going to be a part of some brand new movie with some real heavy hitter fucking people. Let me see if I could find it again. But he's going to be doing some stuff outside of wrestling that's pretty cool. Not for nothing. I am Jericho. Okay. That's his Twitter, by the way, at I am Jericho. With a nice little default. But here it is. Elle Magazine put this article out. Your exclusive first look at the Elle Fanning-led series, Margot's Got Many Troubles. Laundry list of names here. I'm looking at this picture now. There's a lot of heavy hitter actors and actresses in here. And then Chris Jericho in there. It's called Margot's Got Many Troubles, combining pro wrestling, OnlyFans, and an all-star cast. The Apple TV series is one of the buzziest of 2026. Pro wrestling, OnlyFans, and an all-star cast. Of course, you got to put Chris Jericho in that group. He's got to live. So for all of you out there at AEW World, super excited to have your OG back. All the power to you. I cannot wait to see what is going on with him over in AEW. And slowly but surely, I've been watching clips again of AEW. I've been watching the clips.
You've been lurking?
Because you know what it is? I've been editing a lot of these older episodes that we did, and I was on top of it. I did an episode when they announced it was happening. I did an episode when they did the Jacksonville thing to kick it all off.
Excited with
we did
every single
one. We did live conversations. It just fell the fuck off of a cliff for me. But little by little, I have been watching this and I have been watching that, just trying to see if I could make sense of everything that's been going on with them. I need certain key figures to be out of my way so I could enjoy those shows a lot more. I can't stand Adam Page. I can't watch anything that he does. I'm not into the Bucks. We can get rid of that. I feel bad for Kenny because Kenny, the stuff he did back in the day was so amazing, but it killed his body. He looks like he's in a shit ton of fucking pain doing this shit. It appears that way. He does not have the crisp fast forward motion he had before. He is very apprehensive now when he takes these bumps. And all power to him. I don't want him to get hurt to the point where he can't fucking do shit anymore. But at the same time, he's really, Jericho, him, Moxley, Ospreay, MJF. I don't even know if Swerve's in there just yet. I know they want me to think that Swerve's a main event guy, but personal history aside between me and Swerve, like I think he's a phenomenal talent for AEW. He's got to hit. He's to me, with the exception of the fact that he won the belt, he's like LA Knight to me for AEW.
I was gonna say, didn't he win the belt?
He did win the belt, and then they took it from him almost immediately, and then he's been struggling to get it back ever since. With the exception of actually achieving the goal and becoming champion, he kind of is like LA Knight to me, where it's like they push him really hard and then they dial it back, and then they push him really hard and then they dial it back. He cuts a promo and it gets you hyped for this, but then he loses, and then this guy is like, he doesn't really go all that hard against this guy, but he beats that guy, and then it's so all over the map, like most of the booking there. But with him, he was so over with the audience for such a long period of time, so we'll see. And now Will Ospreay's back, and if they don't put the world title on him anytime soon, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. I love me some MJF, but Will Ospreay needs to be a fucking world champion. There's no one on this earth that can touch this guy when he's on his shit. Nobody touches Will Ospreay. So, oh man. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and click that down. And speaking of AEW, let's head off to segment 2.
Let's keep this show going. It's time for segment 2.
So we have another situation. There we go. That is shaking the internet, and I'm labeling it TNA versus AEW canceled, because essentially that's what they were trying to do here. Okay, so there's a company out where I'm at here in New York called Creative Pro Wrestling, ran by TNA superstar, former WWE superstar Brian Myers. He is an amazing guy, first and foremost. Before I'm going to say what I'm about to say, let me preface it with this. He is a good fucking dude. I love that fucking guy. Amazing to work with. Really cool guy backstage. I've gotten the chance to work with him a few times, especially out in Long Island, where he is the man out in Long Island. He's the guy. Him and Zack Ryder, or excuse me, Matt Cardona, are the guys of Long Island. Strong Island, right? They're the dudes. And they have a great training school down there. They churn out some really good talent. MJF is among them. He is. I guess technically he'd be the alumni, right? Because he's the guy in the industry right now. So he's, this is a good company. This is not one of those companies that you hear about, like when we did Knox Pro Wrestling and they had the fucking Rampage Jackson situation, and it's not like OVW with the referee or something like that. Like, this is a good promotion here, but this was a fuck up. And you would think with someone of his, and I'm talking about Brian Myers and Pat Buck and everybody who's involved with the company, with their experience working directly with WWE for as long as they have, you would think they would have enough knowledge to acknowledge that this was a shitty idea. This was never going to happen. This match was never going to happen. No fucking way that this was going to happen. Now, for the people who live, and I'll pull it up here, I didn't write it down. I think it was Mainville, something like that, New York, on May 1st. That's when this match was supposed to take place. It's a memorial show. The main event was supposed to be MJF versus Nick Nemeth, formerly known as Dolph Ziggler. Mm-hmm. And the match was canceled due to reasons that
we're gonna do that. We're gonna tiptoe.
No. There's no sense to me going over it because it was it was a bullshit reason, right? They gave us due to partnership issues.
You're referring to them beating around the bush.
Yes. Well,
gotcha.
They beat around the bush, but Nick kind of repeated it, but he's winking at the camera, like, due to partnership issues, due to sponsorship issues, due to streaming rights issues, which is not even an issue when it's a show that's not being streamed. So I don't even know why they brought that up. But it's every issue in the book. The bottom line is everybody online has already said it, and everybody knows. WWE said, Hell no. Hell
What the fuck you
fucking
think
no.
this is? This would officially be a collab.
Yeah. Yeah. And even though it wasn't advertised as this, as TNA versus AEW, it is
Yeah,
essentially
because that would be them showing their hand. You'd be stupid.
Yes,
But yes,
yeah.
that's exactly what
That's
this is.
exactly what it would be.
Yes.
It's a TNA superstar, not just any TNA superstar, but the most prominent one they have, a former TNA World Heavyweight Champion competing against the current AEW World Champion. How you thought this shit was going to slide, I don't understand. I don't get mad at the fans. The fans, oh, this is stupid, this is dumb, it's an indie show, it's a memorial show, it's this, and the fourth. Fine. You can feel however you want to feel. I'm not mad at you for that. As a fan, you want to see dream matches, you want to see companies working together, you want all the toys to be able to play in the same box. I get it. But this is business. And the business people of Creative Pro should have known this was not going to fucking fly. Now, they're both still advertised and they're both still on the card. From what I understand, Nick will have another opponent, and I think MJF is doing an open challenge. I'm not sure how that's going to work itself out officially. I'm sure they'll have a plan, but it's cool. They're both going to still be on the same show anyway. They're not being. That's the other part of this thing that's kind of funny. They pulled him. They didn't pull anybody off of anything. They canceled the match. Both of these individuals will still be on this.
These two will not touch each other.
They're not going to be on screen together.
Nah. It
is not going to happen. And you know what? If it was a regular, average, everyday TNA guy, maybe there's a small percentage of a chance this would have slid by. But Dolph Ziggler is not. No, that's not going to work that way. If they're going to take one look at that shit, because let's be honest, and WWE is correct in this assumption, when they watch this match, they're not going to be thinking about TNA.
No.
This match is a WWE superstar in the idea in the mind of the fans versus an AEW superstar.
Yes.
And that's not happening. that's just not happening.
That would have 100% been the headline.
Yeah,
100%.
Former WWE superstar Dolph Ziggler takes on AEW World Champion MJF. That would have been it wouldn't have been TNA superstar Nick Nemeth against MJ.
No.
It wouldn't have. No,
it wouldn't have been that. Not even
not happening. Not happening. It's not.
They shut that shit down.
But let me pose an idea to you, sir, and you tell me how you feel about this. Because in my mind, as I said, I know this guy. He's not stupid. Brian Myers and everybody, Pat Buck and all these guys who put this company together, smart guys, professional guys. I'm sitting in my head going, I don't even know why they advertised it, why they thought this would actually happen. Then it dawned on me, and maybe you can chime in on this and put me in my place. Do you think the idea was all along? We know that they're not going to let this match happen, but we'll probably get more buzz from them canceling it than if it actually happened. Because think about it, if the match actually happened, for the people who are in the building, that's great. For the few that might see it on YouTube, if they put it on YouTube, if they're able to put it on YouTube, that's also great. But what's a bigger headline? The fact that they had a match, or the fact that WWE intervened and said that a TNA talent can't perform at an indie show because he's competing against an AEW talent?
I think it's a win-win. I mean, I think it's a win-win. Either you set it up, you get canceled, we get more eyes.
Right. But do you think that's an either or scenario?
Or you set it up, it slides under the radar, and now we just open the whole fucking can of worms. Because once it happens,
there's precedent.
It is officially the first collaboration that has ever had between the actual Forbidden Door is open. So, yeah, I don't
see. That's an either or scenario. What I'm asking is if that was the choice, that they did that on purpose to get it canceled for the buzz.
Right. I want to believe it wasn't
fair because.
Like you said, there's to me that could have are there legal issues there? Or is this just a visual thing?
No, It's
cosmetic look
It's only
that
a
we're
legal
trying to avoid.
No. It's only a legal situation, to be honest. If the match, if they said, "Hey, we don't want that match to happen," and then they did it anyway,
Because
could
he
see
is
it.
TNA, isn't he?
He is, but they have a working relationship with WWE. Now, it's true. Now, people are saying, "Oh, I guess WWE runs the show and they own the company. They're just being quiet." No. TNA very much is still individually owned by whatever company
Okay,
it was that owns
that's
it.
a big point. Okay, yeah.
They're
Okay.
still their own.
That was one of my questions.
They're still their own thing. The problem is that their thing is not enough to sustain TNA. WWE has helped keep them afloat. They advertise for TNA. They've helped promote TNA. They've gotten TNA on television again.
But see, now that when you say that, wouldn't it be like, wouldn't you be afraid to piss off the other people? Like,
that's why I'm wondering why we booked it in the motherfucking first place. It doesn't seem like a worthy exchange. All that stuff we're getting from WWE, but I really want to see Dolph Ziggler and MJF. Like, what world is this? That match, I don't give a, it would be a great match. Not great enough to get rid of all that other shit that we got going on with WWE. It's just not.
I don't know.
It's everything that they're getting from them without WWE right now. TNA is still renting out cafes and little small indoor clubs and stuff to run their professional wrestling show. They were, when I was visiting Impact Wrestling as a talent, they were working in bars. They lost their access to arenas. They lost their access to inside studios. They didn't have an audience for any of it. Now they just ran the UBS arena. Several thousand people sold tickets. That didn't happen. They got AJ back on fucking television because of their working relationship with WWE. They got Mike Santana, our boy Santana, was just on NXT television like last week, being boastful about the TNA championship and helping out some guys from NXT. And they have the TNA champion at fucking WrestleMania because of this working relationship. And y'all want to endanger that to fucking wrestle MJF, who's great, but that's not a very... because I know them, I don't think that they're capable of shitty business, but this is shitty business. This is not a good business thing to be doing. For them to even have to pick up the phone, like, you know how irritated I would have to be to call this company and go, "You really got me calling you right now to tell you that this is not a good idea. You really got me.
Yeah.
I gotta get up and contact you and tell you that this is a no fucking go." How many years were you in my company, Brian and Pat? How many years were you in WWE? You know we don't play that shit. What are you got me fucked all the way up.
You think maybe they thought Triple H was sweet?
Probably.
Because they wouldn't pull that shit if Vince was in the helm.
Oh,
they wouldn't have done that shit if Vince. First of all, TNA wouldn't even been mentioned in WWE's, like, for one, for fucking one, but for two, if we even got that close, because Vince would never get this close to the fire. Maybe
Vince wouldn't have a working relationship.
I'm not trying to start no shit, but what if they thought Hunter was a little sweet and didn't think he was gonna?
He's not gonna mind.
Yeah. No, we go way back, dude. He's cool. It's fine.
He'll be all right. It's a memorial show, bitch. Please. Okay.
Crazy.
First and foremost, I don't even think we're assuming that it was Triple H that called, but I could see Nick Khan doing it. There's multiple people where I could see Bruce Pritchard doing it. I could see Michael Hay. I could see everybody who's involved going, no, just whatever you're doing, just don't do it.
Personally called them.
No,
the team definitely fucking called them.
A representative of 100%. WWE.
Oh, hey guys, how you doing? Hey, dumbass. Why am I on the phone with you right now? Answer that shit. What is wrong with you? I got shit to do, dude. Get it done. What is wrong with you? That's insane. I don't know.
So the TNA The TNA president, Carlos Silva, was the one who made the call. So it wasn't like they contacted Creative Pro. Hey, we need you to not book that match. They called Carlos.
Oh, they went up top.
Yeah, they said, hey,
get your people in order.
Handle this.
That's stupid.
What are you doing? It's like, we're not doing that.
Yeah,
and they probably read it all down, like all this shit we're doing for you, all this shit that we're trying to make happen between the two.
Listen. You don't understand. The way you're selling this shit is like these guys got time. Hey, jackass, cancel it if it goes through. Not only will you not have our business, but your company is done. Click.
Your company's done.
No, this is not a conversation. Get it done, stupid. I don't even know why this is a waste of my fucking time right now.
Yeah. And for everybody out there, and I know I just said 2 seconds ago that I'm not mad at the fans, and I'm not. But I really wish that y'all who are complaining would really understand, because it's not yours.
Yeah, I'm not mad at the customer for not getting something.
Yeah, I'm not mad at the customer for, especially if they were told this would happen. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure nobody went over there and said, yo, next Nemeth and MJF, make it happen, or we burn this fucking building down to the ground. Like, it didn't happen that way. They came up with an idea and they sold their fans on this idea that this match is going to happen. So I'm not mad at any of the fans. But for the people who are sitting here with the ideology, well, why can't they just work together? Because fuck you. That's why. What do you mean? Why can't we just work together? Work together with who? Bitch, we are working together. Us and TNA are on the same page. No, you and AEW. Fuck AEW. Why? Why? How many years has McDonald's and Burger King both at the same exact time been operating? Years. How many fucking crossover days have you seen between McDonald's and Burger King? When's the last McWhopper you've ever had in your fucking life? It's never happened. It's never happened.
Don't fuck with Whoppers, man.
That's my point is that it doesn't fucking happen. How many Pizza Hut Domino's fucking combinations have you fucking seen? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Just know. You can't monopoly an industry, but when it's your business, especially if it's a multi-million-dollar or a multi-billion-dollar enterprise, when it's your business, you don't want to fucking collaborate with other fucking people. I'm sorry.
I don't want you to be successful.
Yeah, I don't want to help you.
I want you to die.
Yeah.
Go away.
Everything was looking sweet for us when we didn't have competition.
You almost dead. Damn it.
The only reason that we as in WWE did a working agreement with TNA is because when I found TNA, it wasn't a bustling, over-the-top, talent-rich landscape that competed against me back in 2012 and 2013. When I went to TNA, there was no Styles, there was no Joe, there was no all those guys. I have them now. All those guys are gone. There's no Daniels. There's no. I mean, Kazarian is still there. God bless him. But there was none of that. We saw. You ever seen those clips of Superman when he doesn't get any sunlight? Like if you just put kryptonite, like put him in a kryptonite vest, and he starts to it's Superman, but he starts to shrivel up, and he's all like, that was TNA. We found him on the side of a Mexican Tijuana bar, just on the curb, grasping for air, asking for nickels, pesos, permiso, pesos. And we came and we brought them into our home. We IV'd them so that they could hydrate. We gave them food. We petted their hair. We nursed them back to health. We got them off their wobbly legs. We started bringing them to bigger buildings. And y'all gonna do some shit like this to us? Are you out of your fucking mind?
Crazy.
Forget a phone call. If I saw that flyer and I'm Nick Khan, I'd have went right to the phone and went, get the plane ready. I'd have went down.
Slap with myself.
I wouldn't have called him. I'd have got on the plane. I'd have went to Carlos's house, just smacked the shit out of him and get back on my plane. And he'd have called me on the phone and left a message. I understand what that was for. No problem. I'll take care of it. Exactly. I don't have to say shit. I don't understand what the fuck's happening right now. What is this? Got me all the way fucked up. Not gonna fucking happen. Are you out of your fucking mind? Seriously? If you're a fan from that area, you must have been hyped. Because like you said, This is kind of the real Forbidden Door right here. This is it. This is the talent that you're just not going to see together. When I'll admit, before all this controversy happened, because I live in the area, I saw the flyer. When I saw the flyer, I was confused. I was like, they're going to let this shit happen? And then like a few days later, like on cue, like, no, we're not going to let this shit happen at all whatsoever. Nick Nemeth went on a podcast and he explained in more detail than what we're doing here. But again, his detail is all bullshit. It was not a conflict of anything other than interest within one particular company. Because if it was booked in the first place, that means TNA had no problem with it when they fucking booked it. It was somebody else that had a fucking problem. So that fucking problem had to fucking go.
Yep.
That's it. That's all that really comes down to it. If y'all don't understand that, I don't know what to tell you. You just don't understand it. But it's business. As a businessman myself, I would have never booked the match. Unless I was trying to get the headlines. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Because it doesn't make sense any other way than to do it just like that. I personally don't get it. But it is what it is. So we're all done with, I just closed that out. My bad. Whoop. We're all done with that. Let's head into our main event and let's start setting this bitch up.
It is now time for the main event of the evening.
There you go. We're setting up WrestleMania 42 here. Now, Dave, we're going to save our bullets for Tuesday.
This is high level only.
Yeah, right.
High level.
But I do want to talk about one aspect of WrestleMania 42, and I'll start here at home with us. Dave, are you excited for WrestleMania 42? Based on what you've seen so far, are you excited for WrestleMania 42?
Yes.
Okay. He says in the least excited way possible.
No. Because I don't want to do a classic me and like I have a very difficult problem answering questions vaguely. So I'm trying to just answer your question directly. Yes, I am excited for WrestleMania. For those reasons, maybe a little bit outside of the matches themselves, and or I think what it is that there are specific matches that I want to see so much that it averages out the things I don't give a fuck about.
Oh my God.
Does that make sense?
It does. It does.
I care a lot about the stuff I care about, and I don't care about the shit that I don't care about, and it should even out. When we talk about it a little bit, I'll point out a little bit vaguely. Like you said, we don't want to go too deep, but
we're not going to go too deep. Yes.
Looking at the card, I said, quite a bit. So
I want to try something in an effort for us to not be specific, but still convey what it is that we kind of are excited about and not excited about. What we're going to do is we're really quickly going to run down who's going into the Hall of Fame this year, what their positions are amongst the class. We're going to tell you what's going to be on night 1, and we're going to tell you what's going to be on night 2. And what we're going to do is as we go through each one, we're going to give ourselves a little rating of excitement. All right. A 0 to 10, right? We'll say a match and we'll go, hey, level of excitement, 0 to 10. Where are we at on the bar? Somewhere in the middle. Don't really give a shit. I'm really hyped for it. Whatever the case may be. And I think we may surprise one another on these matches. So let's start off first and foremost with the Hall of Fame, because I'm going to wring somebody's motherfucking neck by the end of this.
I'm gonna cut you off when you start, by the way, because I when I saw this, I immediately had a question for you. You got to clear some shit up for me. Okay. And I got a question for you, so go ahead.
Okay, so obviously we'll start off with the headliners of WrestleMania's class of 2026, the Hall of Fame. I tried so hard to find an official little placement thingy mabob. I found it on the WWE website, and it lists 2 headliners for this class. Now, as we all know,
So you're saying it's not official what you're seeing?
no.
Okay.
I looked on the WWE website and they were listing things, but nothing in particular as far as like they were doing like quibs. They were just putting in, oh, it's AJ Styles, and then this is what he's done, and Stephanie, and this is what he's done, and Psycho Sid, and this is what he's done, and this is Demolition, but not so much through positioning. But we all know, as people who have been doing the Hall of Fame for years, there's positions, headliners, group, celebrity, legacy, and immortal moments are the ones for this year. Before, they used to have the Ultimate Warrior Award. There were different things back in the day, but this is what we've got so far for this class. So Wikipedia and a few other pages that I've been to, which is all copy and paste, so I don't know who wrote it. It's the same shit. But they have Stephanie McMahon and AJ Styles listed as headliners for this class, which threw me because normally it's a one-person headline. So I didn't want to make the jump that, oh my God, they're shoehorning 2 people. So I went back and looked. There has been a few. 2005, Hogan and Piper. 2006, Bret Hart and Guerrero, which is kind of unfair because that was the year Guerrero died. But it is what it is. And in 2014, Warrior and Jake the Snake Roberts went in the same year. They did list 2020 because it was going to be Batista in the NWO, but Batista pulled out due to COVID. Didn't want to go to the thing. So it ended up just being the NWO. But basically, to my point, this has happened more than once, so I'll give him that. But we all know, like in wrestling, you could say there's 3 main events. You could say there's 4 main events. There's one main event. It's the person that goes on last. And I'm looking at this headliners list, and I'm looking the way it's being promoted, and I'm looking the way it's listed on the website.
Well, hold on.
Last.
What if there's 2 podiums?
No, they're not gonna do.
And then
simultaneous
hold on,
inductions.
let me sell this to you. There's 2 podiums,
Mhm.
one on the right, one on the left, and then they take turns saying nice things about them. And then at the end, because you can say, oh, well, the last thing said is the last. No. We'll have 2 people with noise canceling earbuds so they can't hear the other person talk. And they'll both say one more nice thing about each person at the same time. That way it is completely equal.
So that everyone's on the same exact page.
So with this then, if this is legit,
Mm-hmm.
and I think you actually kind of just answered my question with what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
Does this make it better for you? If it is like a dual headliner.
No.
Does this make it a little bit better? Even if he goes on last?
Here's the thing. I have made peace with it because they've been
better than me,
nudging me since they announced AJ going in that while he might be the biggest name in the Hall of Fame, he ain't going on last. It's gonna be the name on the marquee says McMahon. She's going on fucking last. I just fucking feel it. I could see it. So I'm not gonna fucking browbeat it to fucking death. It is what it is. She's gonna go in last. Here's a guy who literally rewrote the book on what it is to be an under 6 foot wrestler, and the show will close with moments like Stephanie being put on the cross and the Las Vegas wedding and the renewing of the vows with Triple H and the McMahon Helmsley era and the Authority era where she was slapping the shit out of wrestlers for no reason and all that stuff. Her various matches against Ronda Rousey and Brie Bella and Trish Stratus and the Undertaker's inducting her, so that should be fun as well. So yeah, those are the headliners: Stephanie McMahon and AJ Styles. I'm still curious who's inducting AJ, because I know it has to be somebody within the WWE bubble. There's so many names that I can come up with that probably won't. I wish that could be Joe, but he's still in the AEW contract. There's like a few names I'm thinking in my head, man. Abyss could be one. Chris Parks. You heard it here first. If it happens, that would be really cool. I think he works with the company. He shouldn't be dressed like Abyss, but it'd be cool if he came out to the Abyss music. That'd be pretty cool. The group, and they have that group title as opposed to team, because sometimes it's a big team. Like DX had like 5 people go in or whatever. So they just label it group. Demolition, Axe, and Smash. Paul Green, if you're listening, I want you to fucking enjoy this night. Pombo, everybody who's been on this show who keeps fucking with me because Demolition's finally getting in. Okay, it took a sexual assault charge for them to get in. I want you to know that, because if Vince was still pulling the goddamn strings, these motherfuckers would not be in the goddamn Hall of Fame. I'm telling you right now, this is a TKO decision. Same, by the way, for Bad News Brown. We'll get to that in a goddamn second. But Demolition getting into the Hall of Fame. Multiple time tag team champions, longest reigning up until New Day did it in 2018, 19, something like that. Whatever the case may be. All right, fine. They're getting in. Axe and Smash. I don't know if they're going to include Crush. Maybe there's a mention of Crush since he's not an original member. He came later. But Demolition goes into the Hall of Fame. The celebrity inductee, Dennis Rodman. I'm all for this. This is the only one of the group where I look at it and go, oh my God, this is pretty dead on right here. Pretty dead on. Like the immortal moment is definitely an immortal moment, but there's so many to pick from that it's very difficult. But Dennis Rodman single-handedly made the NWO globally cool. He had some badass situations and matches and all kinds of stuff back in the day. He's no Stephanie McMahon in the moment category, but he did his fair share. The internet shit a chicken when this was announced, but the legacy inductee, Psycho Sid, Bad News Brown going in. Sid, no doubt in my mind, a Hall of Fame player. No doubt. Easy. Scared the shit out of you when you were a kid. So that also goes into the category. Bad News Brown with the Ghetto Buster. That was his finishing maneuver. One of my favorites back in the day because he used to give Bret Hart problems. This motherfucker was the real deal, shooter, right? But they are in the legacy wing because they're no longer with us. But the controversy with Sid is that there's a lot of people who stated, and maybe it's factual, he should have got in when he was alive because he was a Hall of Famer when he left. When he left the WWE, or when he left being a full-time competitor at least, he was definitely Hall of Fame worthy. So the fact that they waited this long, very upsetting for a lot of people. But it is what it is. And the immortal moment that they gave the award to this year is Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3. Absolutely a Hall of Fame moment. But if you want the audience to boo at the Hall of Fame, this is how you get the audience to boo in the Hall of Fame. It's too soon. It is too soon. Okay? And I'm going to call it here. Between Hulk Hogan being in the immortal moment, Hogan and Andre for that matter, with Stephanie McMahon being one of the headliners. Vince is coming to this show, boys. It's going to happen.
You think so?
Will he be on camera? That would be suicide.
I wouldn't do that if I were them. What if he's the one that does it for Hogan?
That inducts Hogan?
Bro.
You want to hear something funny? He's going to get the pop of the night.
100%.
If Vince McMahon walks out there for any reason.
The Hall of Fame isn't filled with fans, right?
There's fans in the audience.
Are there some? Okay, because I was about to say that.
He's going to get the pop of the night.
100%.
If he comes out, I don't care if he comes out and says nothing. Comes out, does the
he got a pop when they put him on. Let's not forget. Was it Mania or something? It wasn't too long
Raw. It was Raw when they did that package and they played him.
They flashed him on the screen and the place fucking exploded.
Huge pop for Vince McMahon.
I don't know who the fuck. I don't know who the fuck is pretending like they don't love that man. But the world fucking the WWE universe loves that man, bro. I don't know. I haven't seen him. I've seen Hogan get trashed. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not. if I had to put them against each other, I feel like Vince should be worse than Hogan.
Yeah, you would think.
I feel like it should. I mean, we're comparing in people's eyes some really shitty people, but I would see Hogan getting a pop before Vince.
Not gonna happen.
And Hogan gets anywhere he goes is just booze everywhere, dude. But Vince, so far, every time that man's face, it's like a temp check. They'll just like flash him on the screen real quick, and the place fucking.
They did a temp check on Raw playing a Hogan clip just to see where the audience was at.
It's so funny
because they're just trying to gauge it to see how long. I put it like this: if they keep booing Hogan, they'll do the immortal moment, but they won't do it on stage. It'll be like a clip, or it'll be like some sort of video package or some shit letting you know that that's the award. Because Andre's not here, so he's not going to be at the show. You could bring Andre's family, like the daughter and stuff, just like you can bring Hogan's family or whatever. But it's not going to be, if they keep booing this guy, they're not going to they'll edit it in some way. They will. Mm-hmm. So here that brings us to night one for WrestleMania 42. We are back at Allegiant Stadium once again, Las Vegas. April 18th, night one, our show opener, and this is not a prognostication. They have said this is going to open night one. It's the 6-man tag team match. The WWE Tag Team Champions Division, Logan Paul and Austin Theory, will be teaming up with IShowSpeed against Jay and Jimmy, the Usos, and LA Knight. It is so hilarious to have these 6 be in here, and the 2 best athletes, in my opinion, are the fucking YouTubers. Because they're not because
I've been showing you since the last time you've been exposed to IShowSpeed. I've been kind of showing you a little bit of IShowSpeed here and there.
Did you see that leap he did over LA Knight in the walkway? LA Knight ran to Speed and vertical leap. He just leaped up in the air as LA Knight went by him like that, and he just ran off the other way. It's like he is a fucking freak.
Yeah, dude, he's
freak. I also love the storytelling aspect of this match, of IShow just going, I don't want any trouble. I don't want any trouble. So I love the people that are in this match. I'm not crazy about a 6-man tag, but level of excitement 0 to 10. Where are we at on the 6-man tag? How excited are we to see the 6-man tag?
I'm IShowSpeed. I like IShowSpeed. I'm excited for this. I'm not going to get too much deeper into that, but that's where my excitement is here. So
0 to 10.
We're doing like numbers. I was going to say we're going to do
0
numbers.
To 10, 0 to 10.
I'll give it a 7.
7.
I think 7 is good. 7 is good for me.
Okay.
I think my bar is in hell, but 7 is great for me.
For a 6-man tag they just threw together, 7's actually pretty high. I'll give you that. I'm going to match you. I'm going to also say 7 because of the people that are involved.
Okay. I'm actually shocked about that.
Yeah, I actually am. I'm waiting to see creatively what they come up with and what they're able to do in the match. I am, genuinely. Unsanctioned match between Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre. I'm going to start this one off, and I'm going to go ahead and give you a 3 for this one, my guy. I'm going to go 3 for this one. This is not doing it for me, especially knowing that Drew's leaving right after this. That means this match has no meaning and it's going nowhere. So I'm good.
Yeah, I don't want to be as harsh. I'll go 5. I'll go 5.
5.
Right in the middle. I love the 2. I won't dive deeper. I do have thoughts about it, but
don't dive yet. I'm
gonna go 5. And when I'm gonna keep saying I'm not gonna go deeper. That's me actively trying to stop myself from going on a fucking rant. So I apologize ahead of time
we're just setting it up, folks. This Tuesday.
Set it up.
You're gonna get it this Tuesday. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a ton of fun. You guys should come. But we're off into the Women's World Championship match. Stephanie Victoria against Liv Morgan for the World's Women's Championship. If Liv Morgan could put her brain back together with sticks and glue. She'll be the challenger for the title. We'll start with you. Level of excitement. This time you can go first.
It's one of those things where you're like, nobody's perfect. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's one of those things. I want to give it a 10 for my level.
Oh, wow.
I think I'm gonna go 9. I'm gonna go 9.
9. Okay.
9.
Wow.
Itching. Only not getting a 10 because I don't want to give a 10. That's the only reason why it's not getting. I'm giving it a 9. That's where I'm at. Well,
you sure? Because I don't have that rule. One of these matches is getting a 10 from me.
I'm giving my shit. You can have whatever rule you want. I'm telling you me. I don't want to say 10. Again, I'm going to spoil my idea. Anyway, 9. 9 for me.
Okay. I'm going 4. And that's only because
really?
Yeah, and that's because again, I don't want to go too deep, but I think the finish of this match is what's lowering my excitement.
I get you. Well,
so I'm not gonna.
You're baiting me. You're baiting me.
Don't fall for it.
Oh, dude, I'm not gonna wait till Tuesday, dude. I'm not gonna wait till Tuesday.
The WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship match: AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch. For the Intercontinental Championship, I'll start this one off as far as my level of excitement here. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give this one a 5. For me, I'm somewhere in the middle. If they can give me something a little better than they did at Elimination Chamber, I'm fine with it. I'm not really all that invested in either of them, to be honest with you. I just see a possibility of a good match, so I'll go 5. I'm excited for that.
No, I was gonna go lower, but you gave me time to think about it. Okay. And I'm gonna match you. I'm gonna go 5.
5. There you go. All right.
I think there is more potential here than some of the first goes around. So yeah, I'm gonna stay neutral on this one. We'll go 5.
All right. So to continue our theme of WrestleMania Night 1 #Evolution edition, the third consecutive women's match, a fatal 4-way for the Women's Tag Team Championship. The Irresistible Forces, Nia Jax and Lash Legend, against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, the Ring Queens, against Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, and the Bella Twins. We'll start with you. Where do you land on this one?
I'm gonna show the same. I'm gonna have the same rule for myself going in the opposite direction. I'm not gonna give it
a straight 0.
I'm not gonna give it a 0 because I'm going to watch it. 0 for me. I ain't watching it. I will turn and look at the wall before I even put things in my ears so I don't fucking hear it. So I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna give it a 1. Okay. But that's where I'm at with it. It's a solid 1.
It's a solid. Sounds like a solid 2 for you, but no, it's gonna be. This match has the potential to either be really, really good or really, really bad. I'm gonna stick with my 5. I'm gonna stay in the middle. I'm cruising. If you notice, I went 4, 5, and 5, which means I'm leaving the door open to be surprised here, ladies. Give me something. I'm gonna stay with 5 because I just don't foresee. Creatively, I feel like there's some things that can be done, but we'll see. I'll start off here. Seth Rollins versus Gunther in a singles match.
I'm gonna go 8.
You going 8?
8?
8's a high number for this match. All right.
8. I'm gonna go 8.
All right. I'm going 7. Not too far off from you, but 7. They threw it together, but they're too good to not come up with something. So I'm a little excited about this. All right. Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton for the WWE Championship in the main event of Night 1. And can I just be honest for a second? When they made this match, it was a 10. As far as excitement, it's dwindling by like a lot because this has not.
Then I blame people like you and that mindset to the reason what. Well, that's not true. We found out later why they actually maybe made this pivot. But I'm going to stick to my rant anyway and say the idea that this would sell more, because I believe that was the original mindset that we
On
thought
why they would change it from Drew to Cody. Yes.
Before we figured out what was going on with Drew. But if that is let's use that one to drive my point because it serves me better. That is a terrible reason for this. That's what made me not want this. So I'm gonna go with a 5.
Okay.
Only because it's Orton. I didn't want
it
this.
being Orton took you up to a 5.
Yes.
Wow.
Dude.
I'm at a 6.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm at a 5.
Excuse me. I'm at a 6. And that's a fall from where we were. And the only reason I'm going to be honest with you that it's still 6 is because of Orton. For you, Orton brought it up to a 5. For me, Orton stopped the free fall from happening. I have no problems with Pat McAfee, but this is not going the way this was supposed to go. That takes us to night 2, and our confirmed opener for night 2, Obafemi and Brock Lesnar.
That's a wild
No, that's the perfect opener.
Wild open, dude.
Well, it's gonna be short. That's an open. Lots of energy.
But unfortunately, this second night, you're gonna kind of need what you have here as 1 and 6. If it ends up being that way,
I copied and pasted what Wikipedia had. I didn't choose.
If it ends up like this, you're gonna kind of need that open and close for this. What I would call a shit sandwich. Anyway, Obafemi and Brock. I'm at a 9 with this.
I'm at a 10.
I'm at a 9 with this.
I'm
Damn.
I'm with it.
This is the one for Tuesday. I want to fuck. I can't wait to fucking talk about. I want everyone's fucking like. I don't know. You guys are gonna have to school me because what's happening, the way Brock is selling right now. I haven't watched every episode, so I could be wrong. I haven't seen. By the way, let's move on. I just started ranting. Let's move on.
The next matchup.
Wait, dude, what you said you were at a 10. I'm sorry. You said you were at a 10.
I'm at 10. Yeah. It's the only 10 for me on this card. Which is ironic because it's the opener, but I love WrestleMania openers, so I'm not opposed to that.
It means something. I think they're almost damn near as important as the close. It says a lot. It says a lot. I remember when I saw Roman open a Mania once. That's kind of completely shifted the way I think about fucking Manias.
Last year, leading up to WrestleMania 41, folks, if you go back on the YouTube channel, I did a whole thing on WrestleMania openers. I listed my favorite WrestleMania opening matches of all time. They're all on the YouTube channel because the openers to me equally as important. As Seth Rollins says, if I can't go last, put me on first. That's it. And then just rock with it. The 6-pack ladder match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship Penta, being the defending champion against Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Rusev, and Rey Mysterio. Where are we at with this?
I'm at a 3 because I want to see Javon.
And that's all you want to see?
Yeah,
Javon brings it up to a 3. Well,
this is too much. This is too much. This is never mind. Go. You go.
Well, everybody knows how I feel about multi-man ladder matches.
So it's a 10.
No, no, I'm not surprising anybody with this one. No, the only person really in this match that I really want to see in this setting is Javon Evans. Just like you said, I'm going to match your 3 with a 3 of my own because they got a nice base in Rusev. Throwing Rey Mysterio in here fucked me all the way up. So I'm just, all right, we'll see what happens. I'll leave the door open to see what they come up with. For the WWE Women's Championship match, Jade Cargill will defend against Rhea Ripley. And I got to tell you, it's going to take a Herculean-like effort to get this match going. Me and my wife had a conversation the other day, and we won't go deep into it, but we were trying to say we were going to have a competition to see who throws their back out first, trying to carry their respective matches, Stephanie or Rhea. And I think Rhea is the one who's going to get the back broke because I don't like Liv, but she could do more than this one. So my excitement level for this one is I'm at a 2. I'm putting down a 2 for me and that's with Rhea because this would be a 0 if it was literally almost anybody else. I don't like Jade Cargill, so that's just me.
Listen. I'm at. This is gonna sound weird. I'm at an 8 for excitement.
Yeah, that's fine.
And it's not because of the match. It's because I've been on this damn podcast over and over and over and over again and say that if there is anyone that can turn shit into a diamond, it's Rhea Ripley. So I am excited to see her turn this into a 5-star match. I will always revert back or go back to her and Zelina Vega. If she could make that match fire with the chancla in Puerto Rico, I believe that's what it was. She can make anything fire, and she does it over and over and over and over again. I'm doing a deep dive again. All right, that's where I'm at with it. It's just I want to see if Rhea can do it.
And that's why you're excited to try to see.
I'm excited to see this.
You try to see her pull off, like I said, a Herculean life effort to carry this thing. The Rock of Gibraltar. You go Jade Cargill in his back of her neck and carry this to the promised land. Come on.
That's it. She's going to do it.
For the United States Championship, the Men's United States Championship, Sami Zayn defending against old Tricky Dick. Old Trick Williams over here. I don't think that's going to stay a singles match. I get the vibe they're going to put Mello in that and make it a 3-way. But as of right now, it's just a singles match. Level of excitement.
1.
3.
I really don't care about this.
I just want to see Trick's entrance, to be honest with you. Boom, that Trick. Boom, that. All right. And now the number for me was high on this until today, until you told me what you told me. Finn Balor versus.
It says it right there.
I know it does. I know it does. It does. It didn't say that. I put that sheet together today. It didn't say that when I was looking at Wikipedia leading up to this. This was a new thing. This is as of Monday. But it's going to be Dominic Mysterio against not just Finn Balor, but Demon Balor. That's who's coming to fight at Las Vegas. For me, originally, between these two, I was at a 7 or a 8. But now, today, having known now what I know, I'm back down to a 3, my guy. I'm down. They talked me out of it. I'm like, all right, never mind. You're gonna treat it like art class. Forget it.
I'm with you. I was really excited. Obviously we'll dive more later, but I'm gonna go with a 7 for this one for me. I'm gonna go with a 7.
7. There we go. And now the main event for night 2. CM Punk defending the WWE World Heavyweight Championship against the Tribal Chief, the OTC, Roman Reigns. And they did it to me here as well. Both main events had me. When they announced this shit, I was at a 10. And they didn't talk me out of this bitch. They literally are talking me out of it. I kind of wish WrestleMania was tomorrow so I didn't have to hear any more of their talking. Because they're talking me out of it. I'm still, because it's them, I'm at least gonna go 7. But this was a 10 when it started. And it's going lower. If I hear any more, I just want everybody to just stop talking until the 8th to the 19th. Everyone just shut up. Don't say anything else because you're talking me out of it. But I'm at a 7 right now. Where are you at for the main event?
I'm gonna go with a 9. I'm gonna go with a 9 with this one. I'm excited to actually see how this one closes out.
There you go. All right. And I've got all those listed down. I know exactly how excited we're going to be now for the actual show. I'm also extra excited myself because we're going to be at the Casa of Deception once more. We're bringing it back to watch WrestleMania at an hour that God intended is in the goddamn evening, as it should be. We're going to be watching WrestleMania 42 over at Dave's crib. I'm super excited. We got a lot that we need to prepare for to get ready for that trip. This time, there won't be any snow, so that's good. One less thing to have to worry about heading over. Or do you still have snow?
No, ain't got no damn snow. What are you talking about?
Okay. Got no damn snow.
Damn snow over here. You crazy.
He's like, son of a bitch. We ain't got no goddamn snow. So that's us setting up WrestleMania 42 with the caveat that I've never seen or felt such physical restraint in my entire life. But that's okay. We're gonna let it all out this Tuesday live on Facebook, YouTube, and Kick. We're doing the WrestleMania 42 live combo. It's going to be me. It's going to be Dave. It's going to be the boys yet again having our conversations. I was going to do something with the Hall of Fame. I'm scratching that. I'll ask them how they feel about it, but we've got too many matches to get to, and I don't want to be here all goddamn night. So we're going to get through all the night 1 and night 2 action leading up to the big day. And of course, if you enjoyed the prediction side of things when we did the live combo, tune in the very next week, because that Tuesday after WrestleMania, me and Dave sit down once again, and this time we do the aftermath. What went down? How did it go down? And why the fuck did it go down that way? It all happens here on the show the very next week. 7 days? What's that? April 21st. So come back and we'll chime in with all that stuff. So we're good to go. We're wrapping this up here. Before we go, dude, I forgot to ask you at the beginning. I know you didn't want to go. I know we didn't want to go too deep into it, but I want this part of the show. The people have been wondering. TSA, brother, what was it all about?
It wasn't that bad. It sucked. It sucked, but it wasn't that bad. Like, okay, I don't fly a lot. So, and to be fair, I didn't watch the videos, so I didn't know what they were saying was going on. Mm-hmm. That line was long as fuck. It shit snaked through like 2 different wings. So yes, it was long, but it moved. It maybe so. The only issue is we did almost miss our plane because we had a bag that we were going to check. And the problem is they were supposed to open 3 hours before the flight, but they didn't open until 2 hours before the flight. So they were supposed to open at 3, but they didn't open.
What's open? TSA?
No, the bag check to check your bag so they can weigh it on the plane. That was supposed to open, or like people were supposed to be there starting at 3 a.m. They didn't start that shit until 4. And because of that, we also then had to go in a long ass line. So it got to the point, dude, where we were like in line. If TSA, getting into TSA was on, it looks weird on here, on this side, we had to walk this way first, go around, like it like snaked around, came back, and then it went past it, snaked back around, and then came up and like zigzagged up and through to the TSA. So it was a really long line. But when we got to the part where it started to turn around to actually go into the actual line that was heading into the check your boarding pass and shit, we had 30 minutes before the plane was going to take off, or we had already been in that line for about an hour and a half. So we're like, fuck. And then one of the ICE agents came up and they were like screaming to people like, if you're this, to be honest with you, what made it bad is that people are kind of stupid. There were a shit ton of people who pre-checked, and they were in the line with the people who weren't pre-checked. So when that agent had came by, mind you, dude, we're 20 minutes out before our plane's gonna fucking board, and we're beat. We don't know what neither one of us has missed a plane before, so we don't even know what the fuck that's like. So so the ICE agent came by and was like, pre-check, over here. Dude, when he said that, I swear to God, a swarm of people, had to been at least 20, 30 people, started going that way. And then the line just went really quick. And we got in there. The people were pretty cool. They checked us, whatever. And then we got in, and our plane just so happened to be like right next to where the TSA was. And we got there, tagged the baby stuff and all that stuff, and got on there, dude. As soon as we were like the last 5 people on the plane, and we had kids, so technically we get to go on first. So, dude, that shit sucked, but it wasn't because of the line, even though the line was long.
And you left from Philly? You left from Philly?
Mm-hmm.
And you went to LAX.
No.
What
SFO or San Francisco?
Oh, San Francisco. Right. So that's your. It was very time consuming there, but how was it in Cali coming back?
10 minutes. So we checked. We had our flight because it was a business trip. So my wife company covered her stuff, but we had to pay for ours. So because of that, though, she had to book both at the same exact time so we could sit together. So what ended up happening is the last flight she was able to find that had all three of us, or had all of us sitting in the same row, didn't leave until 11 p.m. on like Saturday or some shit. So we had to check out at 10, find shit to do until 11, and then go to the airport. So like I said, we're anticipating 2 hours, something staying in line. So it's like, look, let's get there at like 8, 9. No, let's get there at 8 so we can sit, maybe even take a nap before we get on the fucking plane. Dude, we got there at 9 and we were at our gate by like 9:30.
Oh no. All the time in the world to fucking kill.
Bruh. Oh my God. No, so going back was, to be fair, maybe because it was an 11 p.m. flight. Who knows? But smooth. So we literally got there so freaking early because we expected it to be pretty bad. But going, it wasn't as crazy as everyone says it was. Everyone was on their best behavior. It is what it is.
And that's the headline, folks. ICE agent saves deceased Dave from missing flights.
He 100% did, bro. 100% did.
So there we go. We're just myth busting all the way across here at OUM, over and over and over. So yeah, I actually had about 2 people ask me, "Yo, what happened with Dave? Is he okay?" Because last time you had been on the show, you were flying out, and then everyone saw my wife, and we're like, "What happened?" I was like, "No, he's away. We said where he was going to be. He's away. Yeah. He'll be back."
I almost messaged you because there was a brief second there that I would have been able to kind of hop on, but I was like, you know what? Fuck it, dude. We'll figure it out when I get back. We'll figure it out when I get back. Dude.
Steph did good. She did good. So that's one of the things about the family setting, because like you're my full-time host, so that when you don't make it, then the other one. I
saw you got her on the camera too. I saw that. I saw the clip. I said, "What?" Okay.
And she's been bitching about it ever since. Because now what happens is the same thing when my son and my wife and everybody, they flip through when they just doom scroll the reels. Sometimes we come up,
it pops up,
and she'll watch us, and she goes, "Oh, that's funny," or whatever. But now the recent ones are her, so she's going, "Oh, my face. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, I sound like an idiot," like the whole way through. And my son, it didn't dawn on him. He didn't really put it together until he started flipping through when he saw us. He goes, "Oh God, now it's my mom and my dad and my mom." And I was like, "Yeah, both your parents are on YouTube. How about that?" So you didn't get a chance to hear this last week. I'm going to end the show, but you didn't get a chance to hear this last week. We passed our 1,000 subscriber goal. We are now working on our views and our hourly watches in order to pursue that. That's why we're pushing WrestleMania so hard, guys. Tell your friends, tell your buddies. We're going on live this Friday on the 14th. Don't Fuck it. Don't fuck this up, guys. Show up.
Don't fuck this up.
Don't fuck this up. Everything I've done for you. No. All right. So it's going to be this Tuesday. We're going live. It's not going to be like, the pre-recorded stuff. This was going to be live. You'll be able to chat in and join in the conversation. I always put the chat comments on the screen. It'll be a lot of fun. So thank you for listening. Thank you for downloading. Thank you for sharing. And of course, thank you guys for enjoying episode 350. That's probably going to be the title for this episode. So we see you guys next week, boys and girls.
Mic drop. Wait a minute. This is too much. Cooking it like a pro. Wrap it up, everybody. Show's over.